Welcome guys to another tutorials on statistics. My name is Samuel Ando and I'm doing these tutorials for my math book. In these tutorials, I'm going to take a look at how to construct a histogram, a frequency distribution graph. For us to be able to do that, I was able to use the previous section discussion we had on frequency distribution. So this had all the information we had from there, and I'm also going to be using Excel spreadsheet. So I'll do that here. Uh, Now, before you start doing that, because this is a group data, you realize that we have the lower limit and the upper limit, and we're just not going to take samples and plot a graph with it. We want to use this table to plot that graph. So we don't want to use the frequency figures here. We want Excel spreadsheet to be able to generate those frequency values for us. So how can we do that? We will take these samples and we plot it against the upper limits, and then it's totally going to generate for us the frequencies. And that's how beautiful Excel spreadsheet and how helpful it could be. So let's go ahead and do that. So to begin, I was able to get all the samples here, and I was able to get the upper limit here. Now before you can use this Excel spreadsheet, you have to get a tool called analysis tool pack. Now if you do not have analysis tool pack, I would advise that you install one. To go ahead to install one, you have to go on File, you go to Options, and it will give you this dialog box, and then you go to Add-ins. Now the add-ins will then take you to Analysis Tool Pack, and you click on OK once you're done, and then once you're done, you should have Analysis Tool Pack right here. You could find Analysis Tool Pack by clicking on Data. Now that you have that, let's go ahead and plot our graph. First thing you got to do is click on Analysis Tool Pack, and to give you a little dialog box here which has all the things you could use it for. Now go ahead and click on histogram, since you're going to be creating histogram graph. Alright, so you click on OK. Now you want to get the input ranges. The input range will be all the samples, and it looked like it already selected it for you, but let's go ahead and still select it. You start from here and go all the way to 44, and the bin, which is the next one, you click on this one, and this is where you have the upper limits that we set, because the upper limit will then be able to tell you any value from what limits. So we need the upper limits, and then we select the upper limit. And then once you have that, you click on labels, and then you have the output range. The output range is where you want items to be outputted. So you want it to be outputted in the same Excel spreadsheet, and so you just select any point on the Excel spreadsheet, say this part, and then you go ahead and click OK. Now you find out that it has been able to generate the frequency for us. And the frequency that it was able to generate for us is the same frequency that we were able to find by doing normal counting. Let's compare them real quick. Let's compare the frequency that you have here. You have a 6, 10, 13, 8, 5, 6, and 2. Let's do some some few changes here. It has more at the bottom part. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for internet subscribers, the number of minutes. So that's what we want to write there. So let's go ahead and write down there the number of minutes. So double click on it, get rid of more. Alright, number of minutes. So that's what you have here. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and construct a histogram now. So what do? You select the whole thing here. Let's make it a little bigger because now we cannot see it. So we select these whole cells here. Once we do that, we go into insert, and we insert a graph, a 2D column graph, and then we do that, and here you go. It started by giving us a, it's not wide enough, a bar graph basically, But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a histogram. Now there's a difference between a bar graph and a histogram. A histogram does not have spaces between the bars. So for us to do that, you will double click on one of the bars, and then it gives you the gap width here. So we want no gaps, so you minimize it here, and then that's it. You close it. Here you have your histogram and you're all set. So this is how to construct a histogram. On the other hand, if you were asked to construct a bar graph, you would have been way done before you have gotten here. So that's how you go about it, and this is basically how to construct a graph, and you're all set.